Welcome to our planning pajama party. I'm so happy that you are here with me tonight. So first of all, let me say Happy New Year. Thank you for spending New Year's Eve with me. I know you might want to think like, oh, I'm going to stay up till midnight, or I'm going to go to a fancy New Year's party, or I'm going to get all dressed up and drink lots of wine, or get confetti in my hair. And to those people who are at a New Year's party having the time of their lives, more power to you. I'm very happy for you that you are having a very exciting and loud celebratory New Year's. For me, and maybe for some of the life editors out there, I'm a little bit type A. I'm definitely a morning person. I'm an upholder. I am kind of a little stuffy, and it has been years and years and years since I've stayed up till midnight to welcome the new year, because that's not what's important to me. That's not important to me at all. Staying up to welcome the new year doesn't really mean too much to me. What's more exciting for me is greeting the new year's morning. I want to be well rested. I want to feel amazing. I don't want to have like puffy skin because I ate too much chocolate or whatever the night before. I want to feel like I got plenty of sleep and get up early and really greet the new year that way. That's how I like to do it. So raise your hand and let me know, any of you type A people up there, any of you early birds who would rather celebrate in the morning and have a good morning to your New Year's rather than stay up all night. So type in the comments box, let me know, are you staying up till midnight or are you going to sleep so that you can have a really happy New Year's morning? Let me know, type it in the comments box. So instead of staying up till midnight, we are here. It's about 7 o'clock Eastern time. I'm in Orlando, Florida. Woo! And we are doing our New Year celebration a little bit early for me, because I'm an old lady. We're going to have our New Year's planning time together, and we're here in our pajamas doing our annual planning pajama party. So I've got my pajamas on. There's owls on them. I think you can see that. You can see that, like, the owls all over my pajamas. These are from Target, and I absolutely love them. They're flannel pajamas. They're super comfortable. And I like them because it's got like the pink and yellow from like my branding colors. And also, I've told you guys this before, that birds are my happiness trigger. So anything with like birds on them, like put a bird on it. That's for me. That's really like something that makes me smile and happy. So I hope you are in your pajamas with us now, adding to the fun of our pajama party. Oh, hi from Canada, Natalie. Great to have you here. Hi, Celeste. So yeah, as soon as you come into the pajama party, go ahead and say hi in the comments and share a picture of your pajamas. I'm pretty sure you can do that, right? Someone correct me. You can put a picture in the comments, right? Yes, maybe. If you can't put a picture in the comments, upload your picture to like Dropbox or whatever, and then put the link in there so we can see your lovely pajamas. But I'm pretty sure you can share a picture in there. Maybe somebody correct me. Anyway, so yeah, so these are the pajamas that I have on. I've got my owls, my happiness trigger, branding colors. I put my hair in pigtails, and I normally don't do this when I go to sleep, but I thought this would be more fun for our pajama planning party. I used to wear my hair in pigtails and braids and French braids and like all sorts of like really girly styles when I was younger. So if I were at a pajama party, like my 10-year-old self would be like all about this hairstyle. So type in the comments and let me know what kind of pajamas do you like to wear? How do you like to style your hair? Oh, hi again from Canada. Yes. Okay, so no way to put up a photo? Okay. Sorry if I can't figure out how you can share a photo. You can always take a picture of your pajamas and send them to me at sagegrayson.com. Or if we can figure out a way for you to upload a photo onto my Facebook business page, share your pajama photos with us. I would love to see them. Or if you could put a link to a photo that you might have uploaded somewhere else, I would love to see your pajamas. Because we want to be really comfy tonight. Because that's the thing, for us life editors, we are definitely a little bit more casual, a little bit more silly. That definitely comes through with my blog posts and my videos and stuff. And just from like the interactions that I have with you at my live retreats, I don't want this planning party to be stuffy. I don't want it to be like we've got to reach these goals. Let's let's be all businessy about it. Let's be all professional, because I can't do that. I would rather have a little bit more fun. I would like us to really kind of relax and think about, okay, what's going to make us happy in the new year? What's going to make 2019 the best year of our lives? And I don't want it to be full of shoulds or you have to do this. I want it to be more free-flowing, and I want us to really follow our feelings. So what do you feel? What feelings do you want to evoke in the new year? And we're going to go through that, especially when we choose our words for the year. So before we get started, make sure that you're in your pajamas, nice and comfy, lounge clothes. Oh, you can't see these right now, but I am wearing my my flamingo slippers. Yes, my infamous flamingo slippers that I love. Like, yeah, I'm totally a Floridian now with my flamingo slippers. I've got my twinkle lights behind me because the holidays aren't over until I say it's over. So I got my twinkle lights up, kind of giving this ambiance of girliness, of relaxation, of fun. Over here you will see Bing Bong. How many of you have seen the movie Inside Out? Type in the comments. Let me see. Have you seen the movie Inside Out? And if you have seen Inside Out, tell me who your favorite character is, because Bing Bong is definitely my favorite character from Inside Out. And I really love Bing Bong because he's the imaginary friend. Oh my gosh, hi Carrie, good to see you. So Bing Bong is like my favorite character from Inside Out. So Chris, my ex-husband, which I will talk about later, got me Bing Bong for Christmas one year, and you can't smell it, but as soon as he came out of his packaging, he smells like cotton candy, and it was really, really, really strong. So I had to like leave him outside on the back patio like overnight to like get some of that cotton candy smell off of him because it was really, really strong. But anyway, so I love Bing Bong. I thought he would be very appropriate for our planning pajama party, kind of having some stuffed animals around. Yeah, so let me know if you guys have any stuffed animals. Do you have any like cute little keepsakes in your office? What keeps you motivated and inspired to have like a little bit more fun in your lives? So let's see. Oh, okay. So Celeste figured it out. On your phone, if you are watching on your phone, you can upload a photo. So if you are in your pajamas, upload a photo. I would love to see you in your PJs planning, and hold up what kind of planners you're using too. So obviously we're going to be going through my edited year planners tonight, but I would love to see what other kinds of planners you're using. Are you using Post-it notes? Do you use Happy Planners, Erin Condren? Do you use like the planner pad? Tell me what other planners you guys are using. Post a photo of your pajamas and the planners that you're using, because it's all good. You can never have too many planners, and I have way too many. Okay, so thanks, Celeste, for figuring that out. You can upload a photo on your phone, just not on your laptop. Natalie says, in my new Disney Dalmatian PJs she got for Christmas. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. I love Disney, obviously. I'm a huge, huge Disney fan, and just living in Orlando just kind of added to the Disney fandom, because I get to go to the parks every week. They're just down the road. It's amazing. And I hear fireworks every night. So I'm going to be hearing fireworks tonight because it's New Year's, because people are celebrating. But I hear fireworks from the Walt Disney World theme parks every night. Like, this is a regular thing in Orlando. All right. Michelle says, hi from Georgia. Hi. I am wearing Georgia Dogs t-shirt tonight. All right. Fantastic. Let's see. Who else we got here? Hi from Arizona. Angelica, nice to see you. Or is it Angelica? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. But hi, great to have you here. And Celeste says her kitten is helping. Yes, yes. I'm sure we all have our kitties and dogs. And so my dog, Skyla, is sleeping in the other room. Like, this is not exciting to her. But yeah, so please let me know what kind of PJs you're wearing, where you're calling in from. Yeah, and before we get started, make sure you have PJs, you've got your planners, whether you're using these ones or any kind of notebook or bullet journal, Post-its, whatever you've got. I've got my tea. So can you ladies see this? This is a Buddha mug. that one of my clients, Christine, gave to me at Life Editor Weekend last September. You guys know that I'm a Buddhist, so it's yellow and pink, which is like my branding colors. Love it. And it's got a Buddha on it, so of course it's totally me. I've got my lemon tea, which you guys know is my favorite tea because I'm talking all the time. So I gotta protect my throat and have my lemon tea. I also have another fun drink. So you guys know that I don't drink alcohol, but I do enjoy like sparkling drinks. Like so this is sparkling apple cranberry juice. It's a lot. I was filling this up and I'm like, that's kind of a lot, but it's really good. It's really good. So I don't drink alcohol and I don't really drink soda. So this is about as fun as I get with my drinks. It's so good. I thought this would be fun to have something fun to drink for our planning party. So let me know, do you have any fun drinks or snacks with you tonight? Type them into the comments and I would love to hear what you are indulging in while you are doing your planning. So is it cocoa? Is it tea? Is it wine? Is it rosé? I don't know. You tell me what perfect drinks and snacks you need when you are planning. Okay, I think we are ready to get started. We feel good? We ready to start planning for 2019? Woohoo! I am so ready. All right. So just so you know, we are going to be going through the worksheets in my 2019 edited year planners. So we're going to be focusing on the life goals planner because most people have the life goals one. We will be going through a few of the worksheets in the business ones if we have time. Let me know which planner, if you guys are using the edited year planners, which ones are you using? Are you using the life goals? Are you using the business goals? Or are you using the 12-week undated one, which is really, really good for short-term projects or like really, really like specific goal planning. Like this one, you have like a lot of urgency. You're kind of like erasing the clock to get through these 12 weeks. This might be really good for those of you who like habit tracking. So you want to see like, can I floss my teeth every day for 12 weeks? Or can I go to the gym X number of times in 12 weeks? This is really good for projects and habit tracking. So let me know, which planner are you using? And if you have not gotten your edited year planners and these are interesting to you, you're a life editor, you definitely want to check out these full color, glossy page, beautiful planners, which you'll be seeing more of tonight. Right now, you can get the edited year planners and a membership, a year-long membership to the Life Editor Clubhouse for half off. So the Life Editor Clubhouse is my membership site, which has all of my training programs, all of my multi-week courses. It's got the digital versions of the planners. We have 2 monthly Ask Me Anything calls in there. We've got a book club, Facebook group, so much goodies in the Life Editor Clubhouse. I added it up a few weeks ago. It's somewhere around 115 hours of audio and video content. And we add new classes every month. So it's a wonderful membership site, and I would love to have you join our little life editing tribe. So right now, you can get the printed versions, all 3 planners, and the Clubhouse half off when you bundle them together. It's called the Santa Sage Special. It's on my website right now. I left the link in the description box. So if you are interested in getting your planners, now is the time to do it because they're half off through January 2nd. If you have any questions about the Santa Sage Special, you can email me, sage@sagegrayson.com, or type it in the comments. And I'm going to be coming back all week answering more of your questions in the comments too. All right, let's see what we got. Celeste is using Happy Planner. Yes. Erin Condren and Bullet Journal. She does it all. Yeah. I definitely do kind of a mix of my planners and I like the planner pad. I just kind of moved to the planner pad last year. I did Erin Condren for many, many, many years. I did Happy Planner for a few years too. And then I also do bullet journaling, but I've kind of moved to doing the bullet journaling in my planners because I've got the dot grid too. But yeah, there's so many good planners out there. Natalie says she's going to make some appetizers, yum, and a Smirnoff cooler. Sounds good. Michelle has a diet root beer and probably break out the cocoa with whipped cream. Yes, yes. I have vegan whipped cream in my refrigerator right now, which is so good on cocoa. You've got to have whipped cream. That's a given. Natalie says she's also using Frankenstein planner of happy planner. I know exactly what you mean, where you kind of cobble it together. Yeah. Healthy hero, Miss Maker for creativity and to-dos, and line vertical dessert dreams for work. Broke out the homemade happy notes for this. Awesome, awesome. Um, and Celeste is like, obviously, life editor planners. All right, so great. I'm so glad that you guys are willing to change it up, try different planners. For me, I have to be really flexible with my planning because sometimes different projects require different types of planners. Or sometimes the way that I'm organizing things change. Like sometimes I'm going to need that vertical timetable, and sometimes I'm just going to need big blocks where I can just like kind of brain dump. So I guess that's kind of like my first lesson is just be flexible with your planning and let it evolve and change for whatever you need at whatever specific time and whatever kind of project you're working on. Okay, so I've got some questions that you guys emailed ahead of time too, and I'm going to also share some books that I think are the best books to read at the beginning of the year. And yeah, lots of tips and tricks as we go through the planner. So we're going to start by going through the worksheets in the 2019 Edited Year Life Goals Planner. If you have the digital or printed versions, great, you can follow along with us. If you don't, grab a notebook, bullet journal, or however you like to capture your thoughts, and you can still answer the prompts right along with us. If we're going a little fast, which we probably are, because I can't stay on for 6 hours, I will fall asleep on you. No one wants to see that. But if we are going a little fast, here's the deal. We are recording this right now, obviously, so you can come back to my Facebook page and watch it at your convenience. I'm also going to upload it to YouTube, and I'm also going to embed it in the Life Editor Clubhouse and in my blogs at sagegrayson.com. So, like, totally don't worry. You will have plenty of time to go through the prompts at your own pace. For me, I'm still doing my planning, and that's actually something I love to do on the first of the year. So tomorrow I'm going to like make my tea, have a good breakfast, and maybe turn on some nice music. I still have my Christmas tree up, so I'm still gonna like be in the glow of Christmas. And then I'm going to do my planning for 2019, like just slow and steady, and take my time, fill out my planner, put some stickers and washi tape, and like really have fun with it. So if this is going too fast, no worries. You'll be able to pause the video and come back to it as often as you want. Okay, so 2019 Edited Year Planners. This year's theme is coffee and editing. So we have lots of pictures of like frappuccinos and pumpkin spice lattes and stuff like that. I used a new graphic designer this year, Lucy Counts from Boston. And there's actually, yes, there's a picture of Lucy in the back. So highly recommend Lucy. She did an amazing job with the graphics for the 2019 planners. So right at the beginning of the planners, for those of you who are brand new to life editing, and I think some of you are like brand new, like welcome, welcome, welcome. Right at the beginning, there's a description of what life editing is. Oh, Michelle says that her whipped cream is vegan too. Woohoo! Yes, almond ready whip. Sounds great. Using Happy Planner. Yes, and words for your ear. Okay, so for those of you who are new to life editing, these are the 5 steps of the life editing process. And basically, life editing came out of my experiences of being a former book editor who became a life coach. And so I kind of cobbled my 2 careers together, especially when I realized that I was using the same techniques with my clients that I was using back when I was editing books. So there's definitely a step-by-step process to cleaning up your life the same way a book editor cleans up a manuscript. So any of you who have been in publishing, any of you are teachers, any of you have ever edited an essay, this is going to be very familiar to you. So type in the comments box, let me know, do you use life editing? Is there one of these steps that you use most often? How has it helped you? Let me know in the comments. So step 1, we're going to create a foundation, and that's all about practicing gratitude and being happy for the things that are going well in your life. Because when you focus on what's going well, it makes it easier for you to move forward and go after some of those bigger things that you want. We're storing up your energy reserves right at the beginning. Step 2 is delete bad influences. So we're going to get rid of all of the toxic relationships, negative situations, and things that drain your energy first, before we start piling good habits on top. It's kind of like how an artist will clean their canvas before they start painting. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're cleaning out the stuff that doesn't need to be there in your life. Step 3 is add good habits and routines. So once we make the space by deleting those bad influences, then you're going to have all the time, space, and energy for the things that have been missing, like, I don't know, flossing your teeth, or going to the gym, or cleaning your house, or making new friendships, or finding a new job. Step 4 is rearrange everything into a perfect flow, and it's my favorite step. It's all about time management. So it's moving things around in your schedule and being flexible until you can find that perfect flow to your day so that everything gets done and you don't feel burned out. It's all about using your minutes wisely. And then finally, step 5 is make white space for personal self-care. White space is exactly what it sounds like in publishing. It's where there is white space on a printed page, and it gives your eyes a place to rest. So white space in your life is self-care. We're going to give you time to rest and relax and recharge because you can't take care of anyone else if you're completely drained. So that's the life editing process. It's right here at the beginning of the planner, so you get like a nice refresh. And then as you're going through the worksheets and you are seeing every week, let me show you. Yeah, every week we've got a recap of the 5 steps in your weekly spread. It just keeps the 5 steps of the life editing process top of mind so that you're always moving forward. It's kind of always like right there. A nice refresher for you. This is going to make a lot more sense as we go through the worksheets. All right. So Michelle is brand new life editor. Woohoo! Deb, brand new to life editing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're going to do fine. If you're brand new to life editing, there is a really great course that's in my Life Editor Clubhouse membership site. It's called Life Editing for Beginners. Like, it's a no-brainer name, but it's called Life Editing for Beginners, and it walks you through the 5 steps of the life editing process with really great exercises and worksheets to help you dig deep into the different areas of your life and make tiny little edits so that you can become the best version of yourself. So if you're brand new to life editing, log into lifeeditorclubhouse.com and check out Life Editing for Beginners. And if you're not a member of the Life Editor Clubhouse, click the link that's in the description and get the Santa Sage special, because right now your subscription to the Life Editor Clubhouse and the printed planners are half off. All right, moving on. Brand new this year, we have the Perpetual Calendar. I am so glad I added this because I've seen other people do Perpetual Calendars in their planners, and I was like, I've got to do this. How many of you have used a Perpetual Calendar before? So a Perpetual Calendar is where you write down dates like birthdays, anniversaries, important like reminders of things that happen every year but don't necessarily happen on the same day of the year. So it could be like a birthday. So you write down all of like your January birthdays, all your February birthdays. It might be a reminder like the day you went sober, or it might be the day you started your business, or the day that your kid first said mama, or something like that. And you just want to remember important dates. It's a really great way to have all of those holidays and anniversaries and birthdays and reminders all in one place. So that's why it's called a perpetual calendar. And the great thing about a perpetual calendar is you can use it over and over and over again because it's not tied to a specific year. Whereas if you're trying to like find like when is Aunt Sally's birthday, you could be like flipping and flipping and flipping and be like, I can't find it, I can't find it. But if you have it in your perpetual calendar, it makes it really easy for you to find those important dates at a glance. So let me know, have any of you used a perpetual calendar before? Celeste says, delegating, not having to do it all. I let other women help me now. I don't have to be perfect and in charge all the time. I have also hired lots of help for home and self. Woohoo! Yes. So Celeste is talking about deleting those bad influences, delegating, huge, getting those things off your plate that don't have to be there, and asking for help. I think all of us probably need to be better about asking for help instead of taking everything on ourselves. So good advice, Celeste. Okay, so that's our perpetual calendar. If you are using a bullet journal, you can set up a perpetual calendar like this right at the beginning. So then you can have all the special events for September, all the special events for October. And you can kind of find everything at a glance, like when is so-and-so's birthday? Oh, it's right there in the Perpetual Calendar. And you're not having to like search through months and months and months trying to find it. All right, so then we have a year at a glance, yes, for 2019. I love seeing the year at a glance because it helps me plan my business launches. It helps me see like, oh my gosh, it's been 7 months since I've had a vacation. And it reminds me to like take some time off. So let me know how you use your year at a glance. Do you use it for like your kids' school years? Do you use it for business launches? Do you use it for vacation planning? Do you use it for goals? Like I want to do X by March 1st and I want to do Y by June 1st. Tell me how you use your year at a glance. And do you have like a bigger one? Because I have a bigger one on my office wall too. That's 3 months. Like three like really big at a glance calendars that help me stay on task throughout the year. So let me know. Yeah, Celeste says she loves using the Perpetual Calendar, so glad I added it. Great for housework, like adding salt to water softener or cat vaccines or filter changes. Yeah, just so you know, every time, X date, time to do whatever it is. Whatever kind of appointment or task or things that aren't necessarily tied to a specific year. That's what the Perpetual Calendar is for. Okay, now we're getting into the worksheets, the first page of worksheets. As you'll notice with the edited year planners, they are glossy pages and they're full color too. So if you buy the printed ones, they're all done for you. I know I have gotten complaints from people saying, but I bought the digital ones and it's killing my printer. It's eating up all my ink. I'm sorry, but yeah, I am a big, goofy, cutesy-wootsy type of person, and I'm going to keep making very colorful calendars and planners. But the good thing is, if you do have the digital ones, you can just print out just the pages that you need. You can print them in grayscale, black and white, or you can resize them to any size that works for you. So maybe even printing them smaller so that you're not using as much ink. So for these glossy pages, I prefer using the Papermate Flare pens. You guys have seen me talk about these all the time. So these are the Papermate Flare pens, and they are like felt tip pens. Can you see that? Yeah. I love these pens because they come in so many different colors. I don't even have all the colors. There's like 50 different colors. And they come out with different ones like tropical colors or candy colors or bold colors. And I love them because they are felt tip pens. They write great on glossy pages, but they don't smear as much as some other ones. Like if you just give them a second to dry, they're fine. I haven't had any problems with smearing. But one thing that I love Papermate Flare pens for is because I write really, really hard. Of course I do, because I'm type A and I'm really kind of like high strung, but I'm like, like really, really hard on my pens. So I always love having a pen that doesn't push back into itself. Does this make sense? I used to use Sharpies, and I love Sharpies because they come in so many different colors. So like Sharpies, I love you. If there was, if I didn't write so hard, I would use Sharpies all the time. But with Sharpies, as you can see, they are porous tipped pens. And if you write really hard, the tip goes into the pen. So after about a month of using a Sharpie or any kind of like porous point pen that's like really ultra fine, the pen is unusable, even if it's still full of ink, because like the tip is already pushed up into it. So I can't use Sharpies as much as I love them. So that's why I still love the Papermate Flare. Let me know what pens you use, either for the edited year planners or your favorite bullet journaling or your favorite planners. Leave it in the comments. Tell us what pens you're using lately. Yeah, so Celeste says the pen writes so smooth on glossy paper. It's like silk, baby. Yes, I get it. Sharpies do smell. Flare doesn't have a scent. Yeah, I push the tips in too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. We're very intense people. Like, I'm so hard on my pens. I'm so bad at them. Okay, so let me know what kind of pens you love using for your planners. Okay, so let's get into the worksheets in the Edited Year Life Goals Planner. Before we start goal planning for 2019, it's really important for us to take a breather and say goodbye to 2018. I'm sure many of us are like, goodbye, 2018, get out of here. Like, yeah, I get it. This has been a rough year for a lot of people. I definitely recommend like upping your self-care if it's been difficult for you, if you're struggling financially, if the news is getting to you, if people are just driving you nuts, I get it. Make sure you're taking extra time for yourself, especially in the new year. But let's say goodbye to 2018. And as you know, with life editing, we're going to focus on the wins first. We're going to celebrate our gratitude foundation. And let's talk about what did go right this year. So on the first page, I want you to write down the successes I'm celebrating, the goals I reached, and what you're thankful for. Yeah, even if it's really small, even if it's like, I'm thankful I made it through 2018. Hey, you write it down. Even if you're thankful that you're here watching this call, that's something. Yeah, we're very happy that you're here with us. Natalie says she is so ready to end 2018. Oh my gosh, her dad died suddenly and ended a 4-year relationship. Yeah, ready for a fresh start. Oh, I'm so sorry, Natalie. Yeah, I feel for you. This year has been very tough for a lot of people. Natalie also says she loves Enjoy Gel, or is that Inkjoy? Oh, Inkjoy Gel, and the stapler fine liners and Friction for Work. So yeah, let us know what other pens that you guys are using. Just type them into the comments. Yeah, 2018 was kind of rough for me too. As you guys know, I got divorced. Chris and I had been together for 17 years, and we met in college, and there's honestly no drama. I think people want to hear like all the drama, but there isn't any drama. We just grew in different directions. We wanted different things from our lives, and it's okay. We consider each other family, and he will always be in my life in some capacity. But we got divorced, and we're much happier now. There's no drama, there's no fighting, and we're very much like happy to just be working together to raise Skyla, our dog, and just kind of move forward with our lives. So yeah, so that was something difficult that I went through this year. So if you are writing down your successes, the goals that you've reached, and what you're thankful for, go ahead and type into the comments and let us know what things are coming up for you. Remember, you'll get this recording later on my blog and on my YouTube channel. So if we're going a little fast right now, it's okay. You will be able to pause the video and go back through these worksheets at your own pace later. Drink some tea. This is my favorite lemon tea. It's Meyer Lemon by Stash. That's the brand of tea, and I love it so much. It tastes like lemon drops. It's just the best tea. So especially if you're like me where you're talking all the time, you need something really good to soothe your throat. All right, so next, continuing to say goodbye to 2018, we're gonna write down what you're proud of, your most kick-ass moment. Was there one like shining moment of the year where you were just the best version of yourself? Yeah, write that down. And then what you want more of. So we're still in this vein of all of the good things, focusing on the good from the year. So what you're proud of, your most kick-ass moment, and what you want more of. So what I'm proud of is that I hosted 2 retreats this year. I hosted my Life Editor weekend in March and my Life Editor weekend in September. And they were both different groups of people. Some of the ladies were the same, which was really fun. But they were different locations. One was at Lakeside Inn, and one of them was in a private vacation home. So kind of different feel, but both like really, really special and good in their own ways. And I was really proud that I had great groups of ladies and that people were communicating and sharing ideas and goal setting, and it was really, really like a great crowd. So that's what I'm proud of this year. My most kick-ass moment? My goodness, I don't know. I'm not sure. That might be like at the September Life Editor weekend. I just felt like really on my game. I was having like a really, really good time. For those of you who were at Life Editor weekend in September, like it was just really good. I think like the favorite things party was incredible. Just kind of hanging out and talking. That was like a really good moment for me. And what I want more of, like obviously books. Like I always want more books. I definitely want to read more in 2018 or 2019. This year I read 1 to 3 books a week, which is really good. I know that's probably a lot more than most people, but I do like audiobooks. I do like lots of self-development books. So those are kind of quicker for me to read. So definitely want more books, more reading. And I'm expanding the book club this year, which I'll get into later. And I definitely want to travel more and have more love and friendship in my life. So if you're following along with the prompts, let us know what was your most kick-ass moment and what do you want more of in 2019. Okay, still saying goodbye to 2018. We're moving on to some of the things that didn't go well. Let's acknowledge them and let's talk about how we can learn from these challenges. So write down the challenges that you faced in 2018, then the lessons that you learned, and what doesn't serve me. I think some people just want to bury the previous year under the ground and never think about it again. And I get it. I'm right there with you. I feel you. I feel you. But we're going to just keep making the same mistakes unless we acknowledge the challenges that we had. So maybe something didn't go well with your business and you really need to regroup and clean it up. Maybe you had to fire somebody. Maybe you got fired from your job. Maybe your house got really out of hand and full of clutter, or like your kids just went nuts all the time. Really think about what challenges you were faced with this year. And then instead of moping about like how everything went wrong and it blew up in your face, what did you learn from it? So yeah, like for me, I went through a divorce. And what I learned from it is that weirdly, you can have a nice divorce. You can have a pleasant, respectful divorce. And just because I'm divorced from Chris now, doesn't mean I don't love him. And it doesn't mean that we're not family. Like we can still have a better relationship that we did when we were married. Other challenges, like, yeah, I didn't quite reach some of my income goals. But you know, I'm kind of giving myself like a break from that because I was dealing with a lot of stuff this year. I was dealing with a lot of personal stuff this year. And I think it's okay if you want to acknowledge like, okay, I had this challenge, but I'm going to forgive myself because I learned blank. I'm really interested to hear what kind of lessons you learned this year. If you want to type them into the comment box and let me know what were some of your challenges and what lesson did you learn from those challenges. Yeah. So Celeste is saying that she's proud of starting the Wellness Self-Care Planner Facebook group and running a book club in it. Yes, Celeste, I'm so proud of you because you've been like really kicking ass and doing amazing on Facebook. And I'm really proud of you for starting a wellness group that's very interactive. So congratulations. That's definitely something to acknowledge and be proud of. And think about how you want to continue to grow that in the new year. Okay. Moving on, still saying goodbye to 2018. I know we are really like saying goodbye to this year. What do you want less of? And then what was working in my life this year? And then what wasn't working in my life this year? You'll probably notice that some of these prompts sound familiar, like I'm repeating myself. And I get that from some of my clients with my worksheets, or in my academy, I have specific worksheets for them. And they're like, wait a minute, this is repeating itself, isn't it? And I'm like, yes, it is. It is purposefully asking you the same thing in a little bit of a different way. Sometimes we just need to reword things to get us to think a little bit deeper. So when I say, what challenges did you face? Okay, that's obviously something you don't want to deal with the next year. But if I ask you, what do you want less of? It's kind of the same thing. Like you want less of those challenges. Or when I ask you, what wasn't working in your life? Yeah, same thing. But it kind of gets you to think a little bit differently. So you might say like a challenge you face was getting fired. Maybe that was a challenge. And what you want less of is maybe not honoring yourself, because I bet if you got fired from your job, which totally sucks, and I'm sorry if that happened to anyone, there was probably something inside of you that was telling you this isn't a right fit for me. Whether there's something wrong with the manager or the type of work or the company or whatever, there was probably something inside of you that was saying, I don't think this is right. I don't think this is the right thing for me. So what do you want less of? Maybe you want less of second guessing yourself, or maybe you want less of a certain type of job, or maybe you want less of hours that have you working like way too much. I got a question I'm going to be answering later from someone who's working insane hours. So maybe that's something that you want less of in the new year. So yeah, some of these prompts feel like they are repeating, but that's okay. I'm asking you in a little bit different way to get you to be really, really specific with what you want in the new year. It's going to help you as you do come up with your 2019 goals. All right, let's see. Celeste says challenges. Still to unpack my house. Yep. Husband taking early retirement to care for me. Learned that I need to move more. Yep. Because losing strength and mobility. And what doesn't serve me is maple cream cookies. Oh no. That I started to eat by the box. Oh no. I hear you, Celeste. I think we all have like some trigger foods that maybe we don't need to be eating anymore. Yeah. No, you're welcome, Celeste. Natalie says, I want to declutter and I just moved into a 1-bedroom apartment. Yep. And focus on me and my friends and family and continue standing up for myself as I just started to speak up and stand up. Yes, we love that, Natalie. Yes, becoming your own person. I think anyone who's gone through a breakup or a big transition this year is looking to make new friends, find out what do they want outside of a relationship. Yeah, so any of you who are watching, go ahead and type your challenges and your successes into the comment box. And if you're watching this later, keep adding to those comments because I'm going to be coming back and saying hi all week long. All right, we're getting through 2018. Write down how I edited my life, what I'm grateful for, and what I deleted. So here we go. We're going through each of the 5 steps of the life editing process one at a time. So how you edited your life, just in general, what you're grateful for, again, what was going well in 2018, and what you deleted. I think sometimes you're going to notice that, oh, I have a lot of stuff that I'm grateful for, but I didn't delete anything. Or maybe some of these prompts are going to be less full than others. That's like a ding, ding, ding. That's your trigger for your 2019 goals. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't add any habits, or I didn't delete a thing. Like, yeah, you're going to see where you need to fill out some of the steps in your life editing process. Again, what you added, what you rearranged, again, that's time management, what did you move around in your schedule, and where you made white space. This one should not be blank. I'm saying this right now. I know a lot of people where they're like, white space, my self-care, what did I do for myself? And they're like, nothing. And I'm like so shocked. I'm like, come on, you gotta do something for yourself. You gotta take care of yourself. So be really aware if any of these prompts are kind of blank. Yeah. That's going to be a big, big warning sign for you for the new year. Yeah. Michelle says, I'm trying to figure out how to balance a job in public service that I really love that pays very little. Ooh, yeah. I think a lot of us, sometimes that certainly happened to me right when I was out of college. I was doing work that was really uplifting, but it wasn't paying very much. So it's kind of balancing a job that makes you feel really good and you feel like you're giving back to society versus you need to get paid properly so that you can take care of yourself. I think a lot of business owners feel that way too. Like sometimes we feel like as creative people, we've got to give away so much of ourselves, our time, our energy, our products, that we don't feel like we're getting an even balance between what we're offering and the compensation we're getting. So yeah, I would love to see if any of you have suggestions for how you can balance doing work that feels good and getting paid for it too. Yeah, I definitely recommend like being open to maybe having multiple streams of income. or asking for a raise, or being really clear about your boundaries, or getting compensated in other ways. If you can't get compensated financially, maybe they can give you more vacation days or other kinds of perks too. So yeah, let me know if any of you have some suggestions. Let's see. Celeste says grateful for her therapy spa pool hot tub. So worth it. Yeah, it sounds amazing. I hear that I work 4 jobs working with people that have disabilities, and spending needs to stop so I can work less. Yes, yes. So kind of getting a handle on your finances, that's probably a big goal. Honestly, if you don't have some kind of a financial goal in 2019, I'm just putting it out there to think about your finances in 2019, whether that's earning more money, that's starting a business, that's switching jobs, that's being really clear about your work hours, that's having multiple streams of income, saving more, paying off debt, whatever. I think everyone should be focused on their money, because if you don't look at your money and you don't acknowledge it, bad things can start to happen. So just kind of thinking about where your money is going and how you want to use money as an energetic tool. Okay, continuing on into the planner, saying goodbye to 2018. How I changed in 2018. The best part of my life in 2018 was, and the worst part of my life in 2018 was, yeah, so really getting down to how did you change as a person? Because you're a life editor. Your life is always changing, and you're always going to be editing. So I want to hear about how did you change in 2018? Did you grow as a person? Did your mindset shift? Did you change jobs? Did you start a business? Did you make new friends? Did you say goodbye to old friendships? Did you create boundaries with toxic relationships? Like, did you try a new hobby? We'd love to hear how you changed, positively or negatively, in 2018. And then getting even more specific, the best part of your life and the worst part of your life. I actually had this conversation with Chris, my ex-husband, earlier today. And we were talking about what was the best thing about 2018 and what was the worst thing too. And honestly, the best and worst thing was the divorce. And I mean, I'm laughing now and I'm having a good time now, but there were times months ago when I was feeling really, really sad and awful about it. But the divorce was really like the best and worst thing that happened this year, because it was bad because nobody wants their marriage to end. It's depressing. It's expensive. It takes a lot of time and effort. But it was also really the best thing too, because Chris and I are so much happier. We're feeling like more fulfilled in our lives. We are making new friends. We're getting out there. We don't feel like trapped anymore. We feel like we're free to move in the direction that's right for us. So I'm going in my direction and Chris is going in his direction, and there's not that like tension anymore between us. So it's really, really wonderful. It was the best and worst thing. Have you ever had something happen in your life where it was good and bad, almost in equal measure? If you've ever gone through something like that, let me know in the comments. And also tell me what's the best part of your life in 2018. Yeah. Oh, hi, Susan. It's great to see everyone here. I'm so excited that there's so many people here on the call. So if you are just joining us, we are going through the 2019 Edited Year Life Goals Planner, and we are just plowing through the worksheets. So if you've missed any of it, don't worry, you're going to be able to watch the replay later. I'll send an email, I'll put it on YouTube, you can watch it on my Facebook business page, and you'll be able to pause the video and go through it at your own pace. So don't worry if we're going a little too fast for you. Okay, next we have our Aspiration Journaling worksheet. Raise your hand, type in the comments, have any of you done Aspiration Journaling? So Aspiration Journaling is a little different than regular journaling. And I definitely recommend doing this, especially at the beginning of the year. So with a regular journal, you write down just the mundane things that happened during your day. Like, I ate a sandwich, I went to work, I don't know, I drove my car. Like, whatever just happened in your day. It's kind of like, blah. It's kind of like, well, that's normal stuff. Your aspiration journal is where you write as if all the things that you aspire to have already happened. But you write it in the present tense as if it's already here. So you might write like, oh, I'm so happy to be marketing manager and sit in the corner office and wear a really expensive suit and go on vacations all the time and like feel the sand between my toes. You write that as if it is actually happening right now. So many of you are familiar with vision boards, where you make a visual representation of what you want. Aspiration journaling is the written version of it, but it's really powerful if you write it in the present tense. That way you can get the feelings of what it's like to already have that goal. So whatever it might be, whether that's like being debt-free or having a successful business or reconnecting with an old friend, whatever it is, write about it in the present tense in your aspiration journal. So there's one sheet in here, which I think is really important to do at the beginning of the year. Think about how you want to feel next December 31st. Like, what did you achieve? Maybe you're going to say something like, I am so happy and grateful that in 2019, I ... I got a new relationship. I moved across the country. I whatever, like got 10 dogs and lived on a farm, like whatever it is that you want. Go ahead and write about it in the present tense. You can also photocopy this, or if you've got the digital planner, print it out as many times as you want. And maybe this is something you do once a month where you aspire to your goals for the upcoming month. Let me know how you use your aspiration journaling. Just type it into the comments and let me know. Oh, Hiromi, hi. Michelle says, I had a very good year on a personal level. I love my job. I developed some really good habits and I really improved my health a lot. I still can't think of a kick-ass moment. The year was more of a year of tiny steps forward that improved on a lot of levels. Yeah, I think that's awesome, Michelle. Maybe you don't have a kick-ass moment right now. Maybe it was just a whole bunch of like smaller wins that kind of like developed into something that snowballed over time. That's totally fine too. Give yourself permission to come back to these worksheets. Maybe in a day or two, you'll be walking the dog or you'll be in the shower and like something will come to you. That's okay. You have total permission to come back to these worksheets over and over again as you really think through your goals and reflect on 2018. Susan says, yes, I have. The best part was caring for my dad this year, but also one of the hardest things for me. Being a full-time caregiver is tough. Yeah, I'm certain it is. I think a lot of us life editors out there really have to balance how much we give to others and how we support each other versus how we're taking care of ourselves. And sometimes there's going to be seasons where it's not going to be as balanced. But whenever you do get a chance, up your self-care, up your white space. Like, yeah, there's going to be times where you're going to be taking care of family members, or someone's going to be sick, or whatever. Or maybe you're sick and you just can't, like, you can't do all the things that you would normally do to help yourself. That's okay. It's okay to have different seasons. It's okay to be editing as you go. So forgive yourself, love yourself, and when you can, come back to taking care of yourself, doing the white space, even just in little short bursts. I remember there was a time where I had to stay at a really bad job, and I hated it, but we really needed the money, and I couldn't quit. So I would work in little 5-minute white space breaks during the day, and especially at night before I went to bed, just trying to fill my cup any little bit that I could, because I was giving so much during the day just to get through an awful day at work. So I hear you. I think a lot of us need to balance and be okay with having different seasons in our lives. Yeah. All right, moving on. Woo! We are finally getting into the 2019 pages in your planners. Again, if you like the 2019 planners as we're going through them, please check out the Santa Sage special that's going on right now through January 2nd. I left the link in the description box. You can get all 3 edited year planners and a year-long subscription to the Life Editor Clubhouse for half off. Really, really amazing. So please check out the Santa Sage special if you like these edited year planners. Okay, here's where we kind of get to dream and scheme for 2019. So you want to write down how I want to feel, talk about your feelings, who I want to be, what I really, really want, and what would be magical. Ooh, yes, how I want to feel, who I want to be, what I really, really want, and what would be magical. So let me give some examples. So how you want to feel. Sometimes if you can't think of a specific goal, like I want to run a marathon or I want a new job, if you don't have something like that, how do you want to feel during the year? And we're going to get into that when we do our word of the year. How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel happy? Do you want to feel satisfied? Do you want to feel well rested? I want to feel well rested. Yeah. So sometimes coming up with a feeling can help you clarify what you want in the new year. So whenever any decision comes up, you can say like, oh, I want to feel happy this year. Does this decision lead to my happiness? Maybe, maybe not. I know sometimes that works a little better than coming up with like a hard and fast, concrete goal. And who you want to be. Thinking about like who you want to be this year. Not saying like, I want to be Oprah or I want to be whoever. But maybe there is a way that you want to step into who you are inside. Like maybe you want to be a successful business person. Or maybe you want to be a mom who does her best without getting tied up in perfectionism. Or maybe you want to be the best friend to your friends as possible. Maybe you've kind of neglected your friendships this year. Or maybe you want to be a good neighbor, actually get to know the people who live around you. Maybe you want to be a better supporter of blank, whatever your favorite charity is. So think about, who do you want to be this year? Is there a role that you know is inside you that maybe you can step into a little bit more clearly this year? What I really, really want. Every time I say that, I think of the Spice Girls, like, what I really, really want. So you tell me, what do you really, really want? I think maybe it's just getting like clear about what your true desires really are. And sometimes we might feel a little like guilty about saying what we really want. Maybe you do really want a vacation without the kids. I don't know, maybe you deserve it. Maybe what you really want is to close your business. That's okay too. Maybe what you really want is a whole new wardrobe because your clothes don't make you feel good about yourself. Really think about that. What do you really want if you're being truthful with yourself? And finally, what would be magical? I don't know. Is there any big goal out there that might seem a little far-fetched, but what if it happened? What if it really did work out? What if it came true? Write it down anyway. I always believe that sometimes you just need to put a request out there to the universe and see if it comes back to you. It's all about manifesting. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Susan. Celeste says, knighthood helps me sleep better. Pull down over the eyes. Self-care. Yes, totally. I love my planners. They're awesome. Oh, thanks, Susan. Great questions. Oh, yeah, good. Vacation is Michelle says vacation is one of the things I really want. Couldn't afford one last year. Yeah. I think everyone needs a vacation. I don't think you need to spend a ton of money on it. If you go to Pinterest and just search for like inexpensive vacations, there's tons of ideas there. Or even coming up with like staycation ideas. Maybe you get like a stack of books, your favorite foods, you turn off your phone for a weekend, you don't answer the door or anything, and you just kind of make like this cozy little nook in your own home and really, really take care of yourself. Like get some bath bombs, play your favorite music, light some candles. I think there's definitely ways to have a vacation feeling without maybe spending thousands of dollars. Let me drink some tea again. All right, so moving on, 2019 goals. I've left you a lot of space here so you can mind map, and brain dump, maybe do some doodling. How I want to grow in 2019 and who I want to become this year. So yes, I'm asking you these prompts in slightly different ways to get you to think on a deeper level. So who I want to become this year. I don't know. Maybe there is a persona you want to step into. How I want to grow this year. Maybe that's learning more. Maybe that's learning like a new language. Or maybe that's taking a class either online or at the local community college. Maybe that's studying a different culture outside of your own. Maybe that's supporting organizations who could really use some extra help. I'm interested to hear how you want to grow this year. Type into the comment box, let us know how you want to grow and maybe who this new person, this new educated, enlightened, edited person is that you're trying to step into. All right. Yes, we are all hoping everyone gets a vacation this year. Hiromi says she's trying to watch this at a party. Hiromi, you should be enjoying the party. You don't need to be watching me at the party. All right, but any of you dedicated life editors who are watching me at your New Year's Eve party, like go for it, go for it. But you will get this recording later, so you can go through the prompts at your own pace. Don't feel like you have to like take me to your New Year's party on your phone or whatever. All right, moving on. 2019 goals. Where I want to go in 2019. Who I want to connect with, and what I want to learn. So again, like where do you want to go? That could be like a physical place, or maybe it's not. Maybe you just want to be more enlightened. Maybe there's a special place you want to go visit. Maybe you haven't seen like your sister or your brother in forever. Maybe there is a vacation or somewhere you want to go that's special, or a road trip. Oh my gosh, I love road trips. Who you want to connect with. So friends, family, co-workers. Do you want to go to networking events and kind of build your career? Do you have a business? Do you want to connect with other influencers? For me, I've started doing speaking events. I have a speaking event in February at the Chicago Planner Conference where I'll be teaching 2 workshops about vision boards. So that's important to me, is to connect with people who can help me break into more conferences and retreats. What do you want to learn? Again, like, you want to learn to play the guitar? Do you want to learn a new language? Do you want to learn how to set up your website? I'm helping several of my clients set up their websites, which is really, really gratifying when it kind of clicks and they're like, oh my gosh, I can do this myself. It's really, really fun. Maybe like you want to learn how to do something for your business, like how to sell something online or how to produce something. I had to learn and teach myself how to do printed planners. So let us know, what do you want to learn next year? All right, what I want to read, what I want to see, and how I want to rest and care for myself. Yes, we are resting. We are caring for ourselves in the new year. So what I want to read, what I want to see, and how I want to rest and care for myself. Oh, no pajamas, Hiromi. I know, I don't think you should be wearing pajamas at a New Year's party. Unless it's like a New Year's party with your girlfriends and everyone's like hanging out eating pizza, but I don't think so. Susan says, I want to finish and publish my first book next year. Yes! It's been a long journey and I want to be confident in myself and writing abilities. Awesome. That is so amazing. Okay, so speaking of books, I'm going to take a pause right now to tell you 5 books that I recommend to read at the beginning of the year. So these are 5 books that I think are really great for that January mindset when people are thinking about their goals and how they want to move forward and they're kind of like getting their ducks in a row. These are great books to read. So again, you've heard me say it before, I'll say it again, I'll say it forever. The 12-Week Year, a really great goal planning book, especially for type A personalities like us. It's where you compress your annual goals into just 12 weeks. So it's intense, but that sense of urgency is how you're going to reach the goals that you might drag your feet on normally. So 12-Week Year, highly recommended. Next, Happiness Project. Love this book, never get sick of it. You guys know I'm like a huge fan of Gretchen Rubin. I'm like stalking her. She has an amazing podcast called Happier with Gretchen Rubin. And the Happiness Project is awesome if you want to have kind of themes for your month of how you want to make changes. So she has different themes for her month, like home and relationships and love and health. So this is better if you don't have like a hard and fast goal, like running a marathon or whatever, whatever it is. Going with a word or a theme. So then whenever you have a decision, you go with whatever that theme is for that month. Love the Happiness Project. Really interested if any of you have designed your own Happiness Project. Those of you who have done Life Editor Academy, you know this is the format that we use. Every month has a different theme that follows the 5 steps of the life editing process. So we have different videos and worksheets and challenges and books that go along with our theme every month, which is it's really special to have everyone doing the same kind of theme and kind of really thinking about the same area of their life every month. So yeah, Happiness Project. Let's see. Again, I recommend this one a lot. Success Principles by Jack Canfield. Why this makes a great book for the New Year's is because you don't have to read it all in order and you can read just little chunks. So if you look at this is a massive, massive book. How many pages is this book? Any guesses? 583 pages. It's like a huge book. Do not try to read this in a week. Like, don't do that. You'll drive yourself nuts. But what I love about it is there are somewhere like 80 different success principles, and each chapter is just a few pages long. So you could read like a chapter a day or a chapter a week and slowly work through the success principles. Again, maybe having like a theme for the week. So you'll read like one success principle and be like, okay, how can I incorporate this principle this week? So it's all about tiny little edits, tiny little changes. This is a great book for the new year because you can break it up into little bits, and it's a really great book to like kind of follow you through the year, making slow little changes, little edits to become a better version of yourself. So I love the success principles. Yes! Who loves Lily Singh? Superwoman. Oh yeah. For those of you who have not followed Lily Singh on YouTube, she is an amazing, like creative, like entrepreneur, comedian, just like total girl power boss. And she's got this book about how to be a boss. I actually have not finished reading this yet, but it is going to be our book club selection for January. For those of you who are in the Life Editor Book Club, we will be reading this together. Lily is just the queen of being imperfect, but okay with it. She is like a total life editor. She does some of her videos without makeup. She makes mistakes. She is goofy and embarrassing, and she keeps plowing forward. And I love that about her. She really inspires me to keep going with my business, even when things get hard, and to just kind of love myself, flaws and all. So this is a great book to read at the beginning of the year because it's going to teach you how to go after what you want and still be you. Yeah. That is the big thing that we focus on as life editors, is that we don't have to throw our old lives in the trash like a crumpled piece of paper. We can just edit ourselves to become the best version of us. You're still you, but a cleaned up, edited version of you. Yeah, so this is a great book. We'll be reading it together in our book club. If you have not joined our Life Editor Book Club, right now in the description box, I left a link for the Santa Sage special, where you can get a yearly membership to the Life Editor Clubhouse membership site and all 3 printed edited year planners for half off. It's an amazing deal, and I only do this once a year. So you can get planners half off and the Clubhouse half off bundled together now through January 2nd. So the link is in the description box. All right, one more book for January that I definitely recommend reading. The 5-Hour Workday, and this was one of our book club selections from the book club last year. And I got a lot of great feedback that you guys really like this one, and I really love this one. So why are we reading this in January? It's all about shortening your work days so that you are getting more done in less time. It's the same principle of the 12-week year, where when you have a crunched up time frame, you can't second guess yourself. You can't worry about your flaws. You can't get caught up in perfectionism. You just have to move forward. So it's all about the principle of Progress, not perfection. And this is all about a company where they close at 1 o'clock every day. They work from 8 to 1 every day. And then the employees have the whole afternoon to be with their families or indulge in hobbies or have side businesses or take care of themselves. But they're still actually more productive when they used to work full days. So I only work actually a few hours a day, which has been amazing for me in my business, that to have the flexibility to do that. But I really think that when you shorten up your deadlines and you say, okay, instead of taking a week to do this, I'm going to give myself a day, you will surprise yourself by how fast you can get things done when you have that underlying sense of urgency, and that you won't need to fall back into your worrying and your perfectionism that might have slowed you down in the past. So 5-hour workday, definitely recommend this for the beginning of the year. Ooh, so yeah, let me hold up the books again. These are all the books that I recommend for reading in January, and our book club is starting up again this week. So if you want to read How to Be a Boss by Lily Singh with us, join the Life Editor Clubhouse and join our book club. Woohoo! How many books are you going to read in 2019? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear your predictions. I think I'll read at least 50. Like that's a low number for me. But I think I'm just gonna put my goal at 1 a week. I think I can get that easily. So let me know, how many books are you gonna read in 2019? Let's see. Ooh, Natalie says she's gonna get fit and run a 5K. She walked one last year and did a girls' mud run and wants to do better this year. Yeah. I think I'm a little too uptight to do a mud run. I have seen them, but I've seen the people like completely coated in mud. And I'm like, yep, I'm just gonna stand over here and stay nice and clean. But yeah, that's exciting. That's tough too. That takes a lot of like training and yeah, a lot of like physical exertion. Yeah. All right, so those are my books that I'm going to be reading. Would love to hear what you're reading at the beginning of this year. All right, moving on, more 2019 life goals. So what I want to do and experience, what I want to explore, and what I want to create. Ooh, what do you want to create? Maybe you want to, like Celeste created her wellness group, a nice little safe spot on the internet where people are supporting each other. Or maybe you want to create something physical, like, I don't know, take a pottery class or start painting. Or, I don't know, create a business. Love to hear what you're creating next year. All right. More 2019 life goals. Personal development. How do you want to grow personally? Your relationships and connection. But that's every kind of relationship, with your family, with your friends, with your coworkers, networking, your neighbors, your kids, your spouse. Health and fitness. Yeah, I'm going to put that down there. Like, when you take care of your health, I'm not saying that you have to like totally bulk up and go to the gym for 3 hours a day, but yeah, just be kind of aware of your body and how it's supporting you and how you can better support your body too. Spirituality, whatever spirituality means to you, or if it's nothing. I don't know, sitting and watching Netflix might be your spirituality, whatever works for you. For me, it's definitely meditating, chanting with my mala beads, and just kind of forgiving people and putting lots of love and good vibes out into the world. Home and spaces. So thinking about your home, do you want to declutter? One of my clients cleaned her entire house, top to bottom, every room this year, which was pretty amazing. Other spaces like your car, like please don't make your car be kind of a dumping ground. I see too many people who their homes look really nice and they look really nice, but their car is kind of trashed. And I get it, but clean up your car a little bit. It'll make you feel better. Professional, yeah, what types of professional goals do you have? Financial, I did mention that I think everyone should have some kind of financial goal. And then totally fun. What kind of totally fun goals do you have for yourself? Allow yourself to be silly. Allow yourself to do what you want to do, flaws and all. You gotta have some fun in the new year too. So if you have any ideas for how you're going to work on your goals for these different categories, go ahead and type it into the comment box. Susan says she's going to read 25 books easily. That's awesome. Celeste creating stickers for her planner for planning. Yes, yes, yes. Celeste is designing stickers as we speak, and they look amazing. Yeah, so definitely creating the stickers, learning how do you print the stickers, how do you get them cut out, how do you mail them, how do you deliver them, all of that good stuff. That's like a really fun project for the new year. All right. New worksheet this year. In the edited year planners, we have the gratitude journal. Some of you who are in my editor's toolkit, which is the free section of the Life Editor Clubhouse, you're definitely familiar with my gratitude journal. It is definitely my most popular worksheet. It's been downloaded hundreds of thousands of times. I don't even know, but so many people love this worksheet. So I've decided, okay, I'm going to put it into the planner this year. And you can photocopy it. If you have the digital planners, which are in the clubhouse, you can print them out as many times as you need. Or you could just leave it blank in here and use them as prompts in your own bullet journal or in your own practice every day. So first you do your morning gratitude prayer, where you write down 10 things that you're grateful for in the morning as soon as you get up. Then what you're learning from challenges. We just did this earlier, where you say the challenge and then what you're learning from it. So not brooding on the challenges, not saying, oh, woe is me, but what are you learning from the challenge? The people you're thankful for. And that could be people that you know. That could be like people who smile at you on the street. It could be someone who gets you coffee in the morning, whatever. It's all about connections and kind of like honoring the people in your life who maybe you haven't noticed before. But I think that's probably like a big goal for me this year, is to not be so hermit-like, but really get out there, join some meetup groups, and kind of start interacting with people again. And then finally, the best part of your day. I like to think about the best part of my day right before I go to sleep at night, because it helps me have good dreams. It helps me de-stress. It helps me not start going down that worry spiral or that anxiety that I know a lot of us might have at night, where we're like, oh, I didn't finish my work, and oh, I gotta do this tomorrow, and oh, that person said something nasty. But instead, if you focus on one shining part of your day, like the best part of your day, and go to bed thinking about that, you'll feel more refreshed in the morning. Yeah, I think people need to be a little bit more aware of their final thoughts for the day and how that might be affecting their sleep. I definitely recommend listening to like a meditation before you go to sleep too. I like the app Insight Timer. It's a free app. It's called Insight Timer, and they've got great sleep meditations. So if you need something just to calm down, focus on gratitude, go back to step one, create your gratitude foundation. That's something really, really special to do at the end of the day. All right. My morning ritual. Oh my gosh, look at this coffee cup. I told you the planners this year are all like coffee themed, and I'm just like in love with these new styles. I love them so much. I recommend having some kind of morning ritual, something that gets your day started in the right way. It gets you off on the right foot. So maybe that's silent reflection, just kind of sitting there quietly with yourself, a guided meditation, affirmations and mantras, inspirational books. I just gave you a whole bunch of books that I think would be great to read in the morning, even for like 5 minutes. Uplifting music. I like to listen to positive, upbeat music to keep you like happy and motivated in the morning. You don't want to feel like you want to go back to sleep. Studying your vision board or your dream journal, and exercise and movement. And that can just be stretching or doing some yoga or doing some like just quick stretches at your desk. It doesn't have to be really intense if that's not your thing. All right, next, my perfect day. Describe your perfect day from start to finish. Again, this kind of goes right along with the Aspiration Journal that we did earlier, but writing down, what are you doing? How do you feel? Who's with you? What types of things would make it a perfect day as opposed to just a regular, normal day? The reason that you're doing this is so that you get kind of clear on patterns. Like maybe you notice that a certain person is always around when you have a really good day. and you need to spend more time with them. Or maybe you notice when you take time to meditate in the morning, you're off to a better start. Or maybe you notice it's the days when you don't have to do blank, whatever it is, where you don't have to, I don't know, drive across town and pick somebody up, or when you don't have to do such and such meeting. When you get clear on your perfect day, that's going to make it easier for you to figure out what things you need to delete in the new year and what things you need to add in. So it takes time to like mind map or draw or just even kind of list out bullet points of things that would make a day perfect for you. How you ladies doing? I know we're almost at an hour and a half here. We're going to keep going though. We're going to get through the rest of these worksheets. Let's see. Natalie said she just downloaded How to Be a Boss in audiobook. Yes, oh my gosh. Lily Singh has an amazing voice. She is so energetic. If you haven't watched her YouTube videos, you've got to go watch them. She's just really fun and uplifting, never mean. So I think you're going to like her book. From what I've read so far of the book, I'm really loving it too. Natalie says she wants to make her own stickers too. Michelle says, I want to sew more of my own clothes. Yes. And make more gifts for others from scratch. I'm going to have to think on the totally fun goals. Maybe start a community orchestra. Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. Yeah, so that gets you to become a part of the community too, bringing people together, making those connections, and doing something beautiful, like sharing music with the community. That's amazing. I kind of always have like starting to learn how to sew, like in the back of my mind. I have a sewing machine that I've not used, but I kind of always think about that. Maybe this will be the year that I finally start making my own clothes too. But I think that's a really fun creative outlet to have. Susan says she loves the gratitude section. Celeste says, oh my gosh, just free printable stickers. My dreams aren't as big as Get Sage. I need better health for that, but I'm okay with small steps forward. Yes, you taught me that. Yes. Baby steps, do version 1.0. So start with the freebies. And then if you can, move on to the paying stuff and getting paid for your work. It's okay. Start bloom where you're planted, right where you're at right now. Natalie says, how to create a routine when your work night awakes and pick up a lot of hours. Okay, how to create a routine when you work at night and evenings. Ooh, okay. Yeah, sometimes, Natalie, are you saying that you work nights? So sometimes that's hard for you to create a routine if it's constantly changing. If you do have a routine that changes, like I know some of you work retail and your hours are always changing from week to week, I would say instead of picking specific routines to do, like do this at 6 a.m., do this at 7 a.m. or whatever it is, have 1 or 2 must-haves per day and then let them float. So maybe your must-have is to write in your gratitude journal, but you allow that to float depending on when you have time to do that. So if you can do it in the morning, great. If you work in the morning and you're not able to do it at night, then do it at night. But you have that one must-have thing, and that's going to help you have a good day. And then you just forgive yourself and be okay with it happening whenever it needs to happen during the day. I guess that's my advice for those of you who have like those schedules that are always constantly changing, is choose like one must-have. Don't choose like 10 of them, because you're not going to get through 10 must-have things if your schedule is always up in the air. Choose one must-have and then through trial and error, work it in whenever you can, whether it's in the morning, during your lunch break, in the evenings, whenever. And if you can, make that must-have thing something like that's going to give you energy and fill you up and make you have a good day, but maybe keep it to like 10 minutes long, so that whenever you have to fit it in, you can still get that win. You can still do it, even if it's changing time every single day. Celeste says she loves the coffee theme. Michelle says, sounds small, but I was driving across town to get cat food at Target because it was so much cheaper there. But it's the same on Amazon, so I started ordering it there instead. Yes, I know, it's amazing when you actually start thinking about like, how can you save time? How can you make things easier on yourself? Like Amazon has been wonderful for me. Celeste says her husband's starting a neighborhood watch program. Awesome. Michelle says, Craftsy has subscription service with lots of lessons. Yes, that's how I learned. So any of you who are looking to learn how to do creative businesses like selling your own stickers, check out Craftsy. Okay, yeah. All right, so moving on. 2019 Vision Board Planning. So this is actually what I'm teaching at the Chicago Planner Conference in February. I'm going to be teaching how to make different kinds of vision boards. If you haven't made a vision board before, this is a really great place to start. I actually recommend doing this anyway, even if you're a vision board pro. I have a video that's coming out later this week where I went through all of my old vision boards, and it's pretty hilarious because I was looking through them and I noticed like a lot of them I didn't even put the date on them. So I'm like, I have no idea when this one is from, but it's kind of fun to see how my goals changed over the years and how like the things that were important to me shifted and weren't important anymore, or how things kind of grow and evolved in my business and my personal life. So watch for that video later this week. So you want to think about, how do you want your perfect life to look like? What have you always wanted to be, do, or have, but you never started? What do you wish you had more time for in your life? And what brings you happiness and joy? What type of person do you want to be? And what would your life look like if everything were working? So when you fill out these prompts first, before you create your vision board, and then start going through your magazines and Pinterest and wherever else you want to gather images from, it's going to make it a lot easier. When you know, like, what would you have if everything was working? Those types of images are going to pop out to you. Whereas if you don't have a clear vision of your goal and you start looking for pictures, you're going to be like, is this what I want on my board? I don't know. But just doing like 5 minutes of pre-planning before you start gathering your images will make it a lot easier for you to come up with your vision board. And it'll feel a lot more cohesive. Yeah. Have you made your vision board yet for 2019? Let me know in the comments if you have made your vision board, or send me an email at sage@sagegrayson.com. I would love to see your 2019 vision boards. Hey, Meg. Great to see you. Oh my gosh, there's so many people here. Michelle says, be right back. My cat is demanding her meds. She's really weird. No worries, no worries. Like I said, you can watch this recording later. I will be sharing it on my YouTube channel and on my blog. So if we're going a little fast through the worksheets, don't worry. You can watch the video later, pause, and really take your time with the prompts. Okay, so let's move on to my team of supporters. Oh my goodness. Is this just a thing? Like, I know so many women who get to their 30s, 40s, and 50s, and they just don't have friends anymore. And it kind of happened to me too. Like, I used to have a ton of friends, and now it's like I have like very few close friends, and I'm starting to get back into that. I'm joining meetup groups. I'm trying to like get myself out there a bit more. But it's like, how did this happen? How did I become an adult and I like don't have any close friends? So let's change that. Let's come up with a team of supporters. So when you do have tough times in your year, and you will, we all will, you're going to have some people that you can rely on. People who can step up and give you a pep talk. People can help care for you if you need it. People who are just kind of in your corner. People who support your goals and who you want to be in the new year. So write down your family, your friends, your coworkers and employees, your accountability partners, your mastermind group. And I have a mastermind group that's starting up again. Spots are opening up in March if you need to find some fellow life editors, mentors and guides like me, your coach, and ways I can nurture and grow my support network this year. So maybe that's making concrete plans, like I'm going to go to a meetup group once a week, or I'm going to have like a crafting party with my girlfriends once a month, or I'm going to call grandma every Sunday. Whatever it is, make an actual plan for connecting with these people so that they're just not names on a list, that you're actually doing something to build these relationships. All right. I've been harping on this all night. White space, mandatory white space. So this next worksheet is all about mandatory white space, and I'm really serious about your self-care. You must have self-care. because you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else or be a good mom or wife or sister or like anything, coworker, employee, anyone. You're not going to be a good friend unless you're taking care of your needs too. And that's how you do it. You need to plan your white space in your life and really keep it as if it were any other important appointment, because it is. So I got a great question that was sent in earlier by Amy, and I'm going to answer it now because it has to deal with white space. So Amy wrote in and she says, I just moved to a new state and I started a new job in higher education, working in student life. Woohoo! I enjoy working with the students, but I've been stuck working 12 to 16 hours a day due to the events programming. I have one assistant and I manage the residence hall staff who are all stretched thin. How do I create enough white space to breathe? And the second part is, once I create the white space, how do I choose what to spend time on? I have so many interests that I don't know where to begin. Woo! Okay, I feel you, Amy. Thank you so much for sending in your question ahead of time. I think this happens to a lot of people where we start a new job and we want to make a good impression. So that might mean we're taking on more hours or doing overtime or we're stretched like really thin. And it's hard because we want to be a good employee. We want to make a good impression. We want to feel like they can depend on us and that they made the right choice in hiring us. But we can also burn out really quickly or start to feel resentful. And you don't want to start feeling resentful in a new job. You want to feel excited and joyful and grateful that you're there. So how do you create white space when you are feeling really, really stretched thin? So I have 5 different suggestions to help you create white space. And some of that might be reducing your hours. If you can't reduce your hours, we're still going to figure out how to get white space in there. So here are my ideas. So number 1 is create some boundaries around your work hours. So however you can do this is being like really strict about how many hours you can work a day. I remember when I worked in downtown Chicago, I had a specific train that I had to catch at something like 4:15 every day. And if I didn't catch that train, like I was out of luck. I wouldn't be able to get home for many, many, many hours. So that was my drop dead like timeline. I had to be out the door at 4. And everyone knew that. And that was how I created a strong boundary in my work hours. So is there any way that you can have a drop dead time limit and tell everyone that I've got to do this? Like, I've got to be out the door at 5, or I've got to be out the door at 7, or whatever it is. Or maybe you don't start until 8 o'clock, or you don't start until 9. Can you create any kind of boundary in your work hours? Also, around creating boundaries is getting more help. I know you said you had one assistant. Is there any way you could get another assistant or an unpaid intern or some kind of volunteer who could pick up the slack? Is there any way that you can delegate some of your work to people who maybe could help you out so you're not working 16-hour days? If you can't, is there anything that you can get rid of? Is there any kind of task that maybe doesn't need to get done when you really take a look at everything that you're doing? I remember like when I was back in publishing, there were some things that I was doing and I was just doing it over and over again because the person who had my job ahead of me or before me was doing those things over and over again. But when I really brought it up with my manager, we realized, oh, you don't need to do that report. And it like saved me like an hour of time every week. So maybe there's some things that can be dropped too. That's another way to create boundaries. Second tip for you for creating white space is to use your commuting time. So if you need to drive into work every day, even if it's only a 10-minute drive, use your commuting time to get some white space. Maybe listen to uplifting music or a podcast that really makes you feel good, or listen to an audiobook if you're doing the book club with us, which you should join the book club. It's in the Life Editor Clubhouse. Again, the link is in the description box where you can get your Clubhouse membership and the planners for half off. Click the link in the description. So if you're doing the book club with us, maybe you can listen to How to Be a Boss, an audiobook, as you're driving to work every day. Or maybe you can do some kind of like nice ambient music. I was going to say you can listen to a meditation, but I don't want you falling asleep when you're driving to work. But if you were like me and you take the train in or a bus every day, or you carpool with someone, maybe you could do a short meditation. Just like put in your your headphones and listen to something soothing. So when you do have to start a 16-hour day, you're like in a better mindset and you can power through despite the long hours. So that's my second tip, is to use your commuting time. Third tip is to carve out breaks within your workday. So if you're at work 16 hours and you can't leave and you're stuck there, there's got to be a time where you can carve out white space. If you have time to go to the bathroom and pee, you have time for white space. And I think by law, you need to have a lunch break and you need to have some breaks during the day. So how can you incorporate some white space? Maybe, again, listening to like a 5-minute meditation. Try the Insight Timer app. Maybe it's journaling in your gratitude journal during your lunch break. Maybe it's eating your lunch outside if the weather permits it, or at least eating away from your desk. Maybe if there's a break room or a library or a conference room in your office where you can get away from your desk and have like a few minutes to breathe without anyone bothering you. Or I know a lot of people who used to do this when I was back in corporate. Go take a break in your car. Just walk out to the parking garage, sit in your car for 15 minutes, like listen to music, breathe, take a short nap, whatever you need to do. But like go sit in your car. I mean, get those white space breaks wherever you can get them. I used to take a 10-minute walk around the neighborhood and come all the way back to my building. I would like go away from my building, do a loop, and come all the way back to the building. And that was one of my breaks that I took during the day. It was great because I was getting out in the sunshine, I was getting some exercise, and I was getting away from like the noisiness of the office. So that's my third tip, is to carve out short 5-minute, 10-minute breaks within your workday. And if you've got time to pee, you've got time to do a white space break. Let's see. Okay, and then number 4 is to use a timer. If you're working 12 to 16-hour days, I'm thinking that yes, you're probably really, really busy, but I'm thinking there are some things that are taking longer simply because you're giving it too much time. So maybe you're saying, oh, I'm going to write this report, it's going to take an hour. Try using a timer and make your deadline a little shorter. Maybe only give yourself 45 minutes and see if you can finish it faster. Or if you need to like send an email and you think it's going to take like 10 minutes, try to do it in 5 minutes. Set a timer and race the clock. Try to do it in a shorter amount of time. Many times you'll figure out that you are able to do things faster simply when you're trying to race the clock and you have that underlying sense of urgency. I tell all of my clients to have their goals and deadlines. Like take however long you think it's going to take and cut it in half. A lot of times you'll be surprised that you're able to do it. It's going to make you give up perfection. It's going to make you drop those tasks and steps that aren't really important. And you're going to train yourself to make decisions faster, trusting your gut. So if you haven't started already, work with a timer. And then my 5th tip for carving out white space at work is to go for those easy wins, to ditch your perfection, just like we said. So maybe you can't make the most brilliant PowerPoint imaginable, but go for making it really, really simple. Go for those easy wins. Maybe you need to do things a little bit faster. Like if you can't like type out a whole email, maybe you just need to pick up the phone and tell the person what you were going to email them. Save yourself some time. If you are spending too much time trying to figure out what to get dressed in the morning, maybe come up with like a capsule wardrobe where everything matches and you can mix it all up and your wardrobe looks great. You've got like 3 or 4 pairs of pants, 3 or 4 tops, and everything mixes and looks good together. So that takes away the stress in the morning so you can get out the door faster. Go for those easier wins. So those are my 5 tips for you, Amy, for creating white space at work when you have crazy hours. Create more boundaries around your work hours, getting help and delegate. 2, use your commuting time. Excuse me. Excuse me. Number 3, carve out breaks during the day, like 5 to 10 minute white space breaks. Number 4, work with a timer. And number 5, go for those easy wins. Don't get hung up on perfectionism. Ooh, okay. The second part of Amy's question was once she figures out where she can have those white space breaks and how she can have white space in her life, what should she be doing? Because she has so many different interests. First tip is to always choose self-care over self-comfort if you have a choice. Always go for self-care over self-comfort. So I've talked about this before. Self-care are activities and tasks that care for you. They fill you up. They give you energy when you do them. So for some of you, it's going to be different things. It might be reading a book or having a meaningful conversation with someone or taking a bubble bath or eating healthy food and meal prepping, whatever. Those self-care activities care for you. They give you energy. Self-comfort are things that numb you out. They comfort you in the moment, but you're not really working through your feelings and you're not really replenishing yourself. So self-comfort might be eating a chocolate cupcake or binge watching Netflix or taking a nap on the couch, whatever. If you can, try to do 90% self-care and maybe just 10% self-comfort. I do notice some people come to me and they say, I get so much white space, I get so much self-care. Why am I exhausted all the time? Or why am I feeling burned out and resentful? And then we actually look at their self-care and it's mostly self-comfort. Like they're eating junk food, thinking that's going to give them energy or make them feel better. Or they're watching too much TV and they're like, oh, but that's my self-care. But I'm like, no, do you feel energized after watching Netflix for 5 hours? I don't think so. So try to err on those things that give you energy, the self-care. So that's number one. Number two is break down your white space into 5-minute chunks. We just talked about that. If you think you need 3 hours of white space or even an hour of white space, and if you don't have an hour, then it's not even worth it. No. I don't want you getting caught up with perfection. 5 minutes of white space counts. 5 minutes of self-care counts. That's writing in your gratitude journal. That's reading a couple pages in a book, or listening to an audiobook, or listening to a 5-minute meditation, or calling up like your best friend and getting a pep talk for 5 minutes, or texting someone a picture of your dog, or whatever. Go for those 5 minutes of white space. And then third tip for creating white space is get more sleep. And yeah, if you're having intense 12 to 16-hour days, I think the best self-care that you can give yourself is to get more sleep. So go to bed as soon as you can. Maybe get some blackout shades for your bedroom. Make sure that you don't have electronics or TV or anything with lights in your bedroom that might be keeping you up. Get one of those masks for your eyes. Maybe put a few drops of lavender or whatever kind of essential oil on your pillow and really focus on getting the best sleep possible. You might be working 12 to 16-hour days right now, but it probably isn't going to be like that forever. Like we talked about earlier, there's going to be different seasons in your life and seasons of your work. So you just started this new job, starting a new year, everyone's busy, but it's probably not going to be like this forever. So Amy, if you can take care of your self-care right now and just do your very best that you can, you're probably going to get a break in a month or two when things calm down. So forgive yourself and just do the best that you can. It's not going to be perfect, but you're going to be okay. So Amy, I hope that answered your question about how to create white space during your busy work days and what to do when you have that white space. Woo! All right, for those of you who haven't filled out your mandatory white space worksheet, it's in your planner. So please fill this out. If you only fill out one worksheet in your planners, do the mandatory white space one. All right. Let's see. Let me check these comments here. Celeste asks, how can my husband have white space when he is my caregiver? He can't take a day off as I need help for everything except sitting on the bed. We can't afford tons of full day or overnight paid help. Are AM PM routines the only way? That's a tough one, Celeste. And I would really like to get some feedback from any of you who are caregivers or have had caregivers or had any kind of caregiving situation in your lives. How can your husband have white space? I know you say they can't afford tons of full day care, but maybe even if you have somebody else helping out for like an hour a day or even a half hour a day, he can have those small white space breaks during the day. So maybe if someone can come in and help you out for an hour or two or whatever, he can go out and go for a walk or go to the gym or go to the movies or meet up with a friend for lunch or something, where he can get out of that caregiver role and get back into who he is as a person. I would really that's my advice is to just have him break up the white space wherever he can get it. And even if you can't have another carer the whole time, plan him having his white space during those times when you do have help. But I'm really going to have to give this over to somebody else who's actually been a caregiver or probably has better advice for me about how a caregiver can manage white space without getting burned out. So yeah, if any of you have any advice for caregivers, please type it in the comments. Yeah, Celeste says that Obama did the same 5 black suit wardrobe thing to take away the small decisions. Yeah. Have any of you used a capsule wardrobe before where everything goes together and everything matches and you can just mix and match and there's no questions during the morning? You just grab and go with your clothes. Let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions for making decisions easier when it comes to your wardrobe. All right, we are almost through these worksheets. We are getting there. This is the fun one. I know you've been waiting for this one. Well, they're all fun, but this one's really going to get you to think. It's your word of the year. So let's come up with a word for 2019 that really encapsulates how you want to feel in the new year. What word will guide you this year? So I've chosen lots of different words over the years. I had calm, focus, fresh and fun, freedom. I had a lot of F words for some reason. 2018 was freedom, which I think was very apt because I got divorced this year. So yeah, this was a year of freedom for me in many different ways. But yeah, what else have I had? Congruent, which is kind of a weird word, calm. Yeah, so I would love to hear what words of the year have you used before and how did you use it? And if you have a new year word for 2019, I would love to hear it too. So why would we choose a word of the year? We choose a word of the year because sometimes maybe you don't have a concrete goal, like I want to lose X amount of weight, or I want to run a marathon, or I want to start a business. But you kind of have a way you want to feel in the new year. So by choosing a word, it can help guide you for all of your decisions. So let's say you are offered a new position at work and your word is happy, like we said before. You can say, does this decision lead to my word? Will making this decision make me happy? Or let's say your kids want to go on vacation somewhere. If I spend this money, will it make my family happy? Will it make me happy? So whatever your word might be. I can tell you now, I'm going to do another video about this too, but my word for 2019 is bigger. It's bigger. And I actually got this from Gretchen Rubin because a few years ago she had the word bigger. And I think it just really kind of encapsulates how I want to feel in the new year. I want my business to be bigger. I want my energy to be bigger. I want my friend group to be bigger. I want my bank account to be bigger. She has this great phrase where she says, always choose the bigger life. So I want to kind of feel like that. I don't want to play small in my life. I want to feel like I'm making a bigger decision and I'm being brave and I'm doing what's going to give me this bigger happiness in my life. So go ahead and type in the comments, what is your word of the year for 2019? Or if you need time to think about it, I would love to hear what you come up with. You can always send an email to sage@sagegrayson.com if you want to share your word with me. Let's see. Michelle says, there might be a community resource to help with caregivers, but I'm not sure who you might contact for that. Yeah. Celeste says her word of the year for 2019 is allure, which I love. Michelle says, I think 2018's word was consistency, though I didn't intentionally choose it. Yeah, sometimes your word kind of falls into place or chooses you. And she says that she's chosen depth for 2019. Ooh. I love that. I love that. Going deeper. Susan says, there are agencies that you can pay for people to come to your home and give you a break from caregiving. If you Google it for your area, you should be able to find some help. It is worth the cost because caregiving is exhausting. I did care for my dad. I pray you're able to find someone outside, some outside help to give you some time to rest and refresh. Thank you. Thank you for those of you who have been caregivers or who have had caregivers in your home. Thanks for your advice. I'm definitely going to second that. I think there's got to be some other resources out there to give your husband some kind of relief. And I'm guessing there are probably ways to offset the cost or maybe be really strategic with the money that you do have for caregiving. Because yes, you definitely, I think it's wonderful, Celeste, that you are thinking about how your husband can have white space and self-care, because that's really important too. I think caregivers can be very exhausted and burned out, and we don't want that happening. All right. Moving on to your not to-do list. Again, this is one of my most popular worksheets that you'll find in the editor's toolkit, and it's here in the Life Goals Planner too. This goes along with step 2 of the life editing process. Delete bad influences. So we're going to delete some of the bad influences that you do not want to be bringing into 2019. We are saying goodbye to those things that drain you. So make a list of the things that you're going to stop doing, the things you're not going to put on your plate, things that are not my responsibility, things I'm going to delegate, things I will say no to without guilt, yes, things that don't need to get done, things that drain my energy, things that make me feel bad about myself, and things that are out of my control. Yes, yes. I'm wondering how many of these you've already started filling out. If you want to leave a note in the comments about what you are deleting for 2019. I think the one that probably sticks out to me the most is things that make me feel bad about myself. And that can go a few different ways. Sometimes there might be like a frenemy, or like a relationship that you have that just kind of makes you feel really bad. Every time you talk to that person, or every time like you meet them for a lunch afterwards, you're like, ugh, I just feel terrible. Like, why did I say that? Or why did I act that way? That's a really good indication. If you like feel worse about yourself after hanging around someone, that's probably a relationship you need to delete or create a boundary around. Also, things that make me feel bad about myself, that might actually be food too. That might sound a little silly, but at least for me, if I eat too much like white flour pasta or too much sugar, I just start feeling like bloated and gross. And you don't want to feel like that. So think about, maybe there's some things in your life that just make you feel like the worst version of yourself. And maybe those are things that you might want to start deleting in the new year. All right. Oh my goodness, how many more worksheets? We got two more? Two more. Again, going along with the not to-do list is the deleting checklist. And I broke this up by category in your life, so that it's not just like a big dump for everything you want to delete, but you can go category by category and maybe do one thing a week, so it's not overwhelming. So you might want to start with like relationships, create a boundary around toxic people or cut them out completely. That's what we just said. Health, throw away or donate any food that doesn't support your health goals. Home and spaces, clean up and organize the room you spend the most time in. Financial, cancel any paid subscriptions or services you're no longer using. So yeah, I broke these out by different categories. There's also professional, business, personal, and spiritual. And I gave you like one example to kind of get you started, but then there's room for you to add more things that you're going to delete that are specific to you and your situation. So let me know, which one of these categories do you have the most things that you want to delete? I know a lot of people, it's probably home. I think a lot of us have like stuffed closets and clutter and tables full of stuff. So I think that one's probably going to be full for a lot of people. Maybe personal. Yeah, maybe there's committees, groups, other obligations that are taking up too much of your time. Yeah, let me know where you're creating space and where you're deleting in your life. Fewer. Those of you who have stuck around the whole call, you guys are like marathon life editors. You are doing great. I'm so glad you guys stayed with us for our pajama party. All right, just a few more worksheets. And then just a reminder that if you're watching this later, go ahead and type your comments into the comment box, and I'll be coming back later this week to read your comments and answer your questions. Next worksheet is our Bad Day Emergency Kit. And this goes along with step 5 of the life editing process, make white space for personal self-care. When you do have white space, like I just answered for Amy's question, I want you to have a whole list of ways that you can take care of yourself so that you don't fall into the trap of doing self-comfort. I don't want you to always be eating candy bars and watching Netflix. I want you to have some really good things that are going to uplift you and make you feel good. So if you have a bad day, and we all have bad days, or you have an exhausting day at work, or you're feeling sick, or you had an argument with someone, if you have a list of things that can brighten your mood and can make you feel good and give you energy, you can always fall back on them when you have a bad day. That's why it's called the Bad Day Emergency Kit. It's kind of like these go-to things that can really turn it around for you. So think about your favorite books, your favorite movies and TV shows, your favorite music, your favorite treats, your best friends and supporters. You just made a whole list of your team of supporters. Favorite places you want to visit. So yeah, if there's like a park or someone's house or wherever you want to go where you feel really good. My favorite ways to pamper myself. My favorite mantras and affirmations. Yeah. So take the time to do your Bad Day Emergency Kit now, maybe when you're not feeling bad, so that when you do need it, it's there for you and you don't have to like come up with something on the spot. All right. I'm going to probably skip over these project planning because you're going to fill these out on your own. So there's a whole bunch of project planning worksheets in your planners where you can put the name of your project at the top and the date, and then just list every little thing, every little step, every little task that goes along with that project. So maybe that's like starting a business. So that's making your website live. That's getting a domain. That's figuring out your products and services. That's figuring out your payment processor. That's getting an email subscription, like all of that stuff. Or maybe it's cleaning your house and you have all the different rooms in your house and you have all the different zones in each room. When you're doing your project planning and coming up with what your goals are for 2019, it's a lot easier if you break down all of the tasks and then you can plug those tasks into specific days and specific weeks. That way you don't have a task that's really big, like write my novel, which one of my clients did. That was her task was write my novel. And I'm like, that's not one task. You need to break that down into all the little steps. If your next step is too big, you're not going to do it. So that's why these project planning worksheets are here for you, to break everything down into those tiny little steps, those tiny little edits, so then you can inch forward every single day, every single week without getting overwhelmed. So let me know how you use the project planning sheets. Do you make like a chronological list? Do you do a mind map and everything comes out from the center? Do you use Post-its on here? Do you use the doc grid pages and make some kind of like habit tracker, like every day you publish a blog post? Let me know how you're doing your project planning. You can email me at sage@sagegrayson.com or just type into the comments and I'm going to come back and read your comments all week long. And then I think there's only one more worksheet. Woo! We did it! We did it! We got through all the worksheets in the Life Goals Planner. The final worksheet is your treats and rewards, and I put this right before the monthly pages because I think it's really important that before you dive in, before you start doing your work, before you start doing anything, you come up with your treats and rewards, because these are what's going to keep you going when things get tough and when you get exhausted or when life gets in the way. Treats and rewards are ways to stay motivated. So there's a little bit of a difference. And I know you've heard me say this before. So treats are usually free or inexpensive, and they're small. And you give yourself a treat simply because you're a person. You're a human being who deserves good things. So that might be a coffee drink at your favorite coffee shop. It might be a new magazine. It might be, I don't know, a set of pens. It might be going for a walk outside. It might be playing with your dog. So it could be free or inexpensive. And you just get a treat simply because you're a human being. A reward, on the other hand, usually costs money. You have to have some skin in the game. And with a reward, you earn it through concentrated effort. So maybe you need to go to the gym every day for a month before you buy new sneakers for yourself. Or maybe you need to have, 100 people on your subscriber list before you buy some new product for your business or some kind of new program to help you out or whatever. The thing is, your reward should be tied to whatever your goal is so that it can help you reach the next level of your goal. So let's say you're trying to lose weight. Your reward might be some fancy meal prep containers or new sneakers or a gym membership. Your reward should not be a big chocolate cake. Does that make sense? Like, your reward should actually support your goals. Yeah. So I gave you 2 columns here, one for treats, one for rewards. And I would love you to sprinkle your treats in kind of like a consistent way. Maybe you get 1 treat every Monday morning, like your favorite coffee drink every Monday morning. Or maybe every Friday you go for a long walk with one of your best friends. Whatever, sprinkle your treats consistently so that you always have something motivating you, but you're not spending a lot of money or any money at all. And then your rewards you get after concentrated effort. So after you do after you go to the gym 30 times, after you publish 10 blog posts, or after you clean out the hall closet, after you complete a project, then you get your reward. And that reward will help you do the next part of your project or the next part of your goal. All right. So again, if you haven't gotten your edited year planners, in the description box, there is a link for the Santa Sage special. Right now, the printed versions of the edited year planners and the subscription to the Life Editor Clubhouse membership site are half off. So you get all 3 printed planners, the life goals, the business goals, and the 12-week planner. So I know we didn't have time to go through the business goals worksheet. I will probably do another video just for the business worksheets. Let me know if you're interested in that, if you want to see me go through the business goals worksheets. Yeah, but I hope you really enjoyed going through the life goals today. Again, if we were going a little fast, because we've already been on for 2 hours, I think we got to cut this pajama party short because it's my bedtime. It is definitely my bedtime. But if we went a little fast, remember, you're going to get the replay of this video. You can always come back to my Facebook page to watch it. You can watch it on YouTube. I will embed it in my blog post. I'll upload it to the Clubhouse. So you can go through the worksheets at your own pace. You can pause the video. You can write them out in your own bullet journal or your own notebook. Or, like I said, planners are half off now through January 2nd. Santa Sage special. Click the link in the description to get your planners and join us in the Clubhouse because we are going to be starting our book club again for January. And we've got lots more classes coming soon. Every single month we have a new class in the Life Editor Clubhouse. And Clubhouse members get discounts on my retreats, like Life Editor Weekend, which is coming very soon. Yeah, so I really hope you will join us in the Clubhouse and get your copies of the edited year planners. Woo! Let me take a look through the comments. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Susan says care.com is great for caregivers. So please check that out, Celeste. And anyone else who's looking for carers. Yeah, okay. Natalie says her word is focus. That's a very good one. It can apply to many different areas. Yeah. Natalie says home and work, getting higher pay, less hours, or a part-time job that's more fun. Yeah. Oh, Celeste's favorite things to spoil herself, fancy lotion or a candle. Yeah, I have a lot of candles. Susan says, thank you so much for doing this, Sage. It's been wonderfully helpful. I can't wait to begin filling out my planner and planning for 2019 in intentional and purposeful ways. I love it. Thank you. Natalie says, yes, I love this. Taking lots of notes. Celeste says it's 9 o'clock. I know. It was so nice to see everyone. I know I didn't get to see a lot of you. I really thought you were going to be able to put pictures in the comment box. That was my bad. I guess you can only do it on your phone. I don't know how many people of you are on your phone right now, but if you do want to share a picture of me with you in your pajamas or what you were drinking tonight, or if you started filling out your worksheets and you want to show me a picture of your completed worksheet, I would love to see it. If you're using your own notebook, if you're using like another planner, like a Happy Planner or Erin Condren, would love to see that too. I'd love to see how you're making your edits work for you and how you're making a planner work for you. I like one of you said that you had like a Frankenstein planner. Like, I totally get that. You guys sometimes have to cobble together many planners to get it to work. So let me know what kind of planning system you're using for 2019. Let me know when you start filling out your worksheets. And again, planners and Clubhouse membership half off right now. Click the link in the description to get the Santa Sage special. Thank you so much, Life Editors, for being here for our planning pajama party. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope that you're feeling pumped up and excited about the new year and excited for what you want to do and experience and achieve in 2019. All right, I love you so much. I just want to thank you for all of the love and support that you've given me in 2018, and I am very much looking forward to connecting with you more in the new year and just being a good coach to you, because you guys are so wonderful to me and you really light up my life, and yeah, you're everything to me. So thank you so much for being wonderful Life Editors. All right, it is so late here. It feels so late here. It's 9 o'clock here, which is probably nothing for you, but like it's past my bedtime. I'm going to bed so I can have a nice, happy New Year's morning. I am loving up on you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. Have a bright and sunny New Year. And I will talk to you real soon. All right, bye, Life Editors.